In 2018, 3 years ago, summer of 2018, Mark Sanford was running for re-election to that seat in Congress. But he had made an enemy of then President Donald Trump, and Trump jumped in to that South Carolina congressional race and endorsed against Mark Sanford, endorsed a woman who was running against Mark Sanford in the Republican primary. At the time, this is what Trump said. He said, quote, "Mark Sanford has been very unhelpful to me in my campaign to MAGA, to make America great again. He is MIA." Subtly referencing his previous scandal. "He is MIA and nothing but trouble. I fully endorse Katie Arrington for Congress in South Carolina. Vote Katie." That was just the primary, right? They still had to do the general election in November. And even though this was a seat in South Carolina, Trump's endorsed candidate lost. Katie Arrington had beaten Mark Sanford in the primary to become the Republican nominee for the seat, but then it was a Democrat named Joe Cunningham who actually won in November. By the end of that year, she had somewhat inexplicably found herself serving in the Trump administration in a high-ranking job at the Pentagon. She got the Trump nod to oust Mark Sanford from Congress, but then apparently she got the next nod to become a senior cybersecurity executive at the Pentagon under Donald Trump. Right away, right after the election. That's how things went. And we know very little about her tenure at the Pentagon since that time. But today, Bloomberg was first to report this still quite cryptic news. You see the headline there. Top Pentagon cyber official probed over disclosure concerns. Here's the lead. The official has been placed on leave in connection with a suspected unauthorized disclosure of classified information from a military intelligence agency, according to an official document. Katie Arrington, Chief Information Security Officer for the Pentagon's Acquisition and Sustainment Office, was informed last month that her security clearance for access to classified information is being suspended, quote, as a result of a reported unauthorized disclosure of classified information and subsequent removal of access by the National Security Agency, according to a memo made available to Bloomberg News. Now, we really do not know what this is about. She has herself a high-end whistleblower lawyer who said today that she is being deprived of procedural and substantive due process, and that the National Security Administration, the NSA, has yet to explain their concerns that have led to her having her security clearance suspended and her being put on leave. But, you know, tell me more. And this could very well have nothing to do with the very weird politics of how Katie Arrington got to Washington in the first place and how she got into a high-ranking Pentagon position in the middle of the Trump administration after her sort of odd political backstory there. Right? We don't know. It may have nothing to do with that. The weird political way she got that high-ranking Pentagon job may have nothing to do with the fact that her security clearance has been suspended and she's now been put on leave from that job amid allegations that she disclosed classified information. We don't know what this is about. But the fact that the Trump administration actually did staff up so many of the most important agencies in government in such weird political ways looms like every day. It is an underappreciated part of the challenge of standing up and continuing the work of those important agencies in the post-Trump era now that Joe Biden is president. I mean, take the Justice Department. We have reported extensively on the proverbial hazmat suits that Justice Department officials now need to put on before they walk into main justice headquarters in Washington, right? They're trying to do the forward-looking work of the Justice Department under new leadership, right? But they have to do it amid the toxic mess left behind by the previous administration, including a bunch of stuff that feels like it should be potentially examined in potentially very serious ways. In this excerpt from Jonathan Karl's book, he also documents that, in fact, after the election, when he was Attorney General, Bill Barr did contact at least one U.S. attorney in Michigan in pursuit of one of Trump's made-up conspiracy theories about how the election was conducted. One of these conspiracy theories that there were mysterious vote dumps in Michigan that weren't real votes, and that explains why it looks like Biden won, even though really Trump did. As Attorney General of the United States, William Barr didn't just listen to Trump say that stuff and absorb it and do nothing with it. He, in fact, employed the resources of the Justice Department. He contacted a U.S. attorney in Michigan with that trash. As Attorney General, he did that.